So we did want to clarify what's expected out of the final project. And I'm always learning from Dr. DeMars, but I'm like, oh, that's so smart to have them turn something in so that it helps the grant. So I get why this is important because that's really part of the objectives of the grant. So we're also hopeful that it's helpful to you and your class. And I think that's, most important, obviously. But please realize we're not making you do this assignment just to make you do it, but rather it's really helping further the vision of the grant. And then more importantly, it's hopefully something you can use to give to your students or offer to your students. So a couple choices you have in that, you can choose to create a lesson plan using the Warrior Vets game. So that resource that I just gave you, you could make a lesson plan around it, and that would suffice for that final project. Another idea is to develop video game design further. So of course we want to have, other choices and other options. And so if you have an idea, let us know or through this project, and maybe it has some legs to become something more.
Do you want me to share the one Jennifer sent me? She actually sent me
Yeah, that would be
two,
great.
but I only
That
had
would be
time to put
wonderful.
one of them up today, and I thought it
Yeah.
was super cool. Let me see. Okay, so this is on the Growing Mass that I just put up today. And if you, the people who are on this and the people who are listening to you, you don't have to put up in this format. If you send it to me, I will put it in the standard format. This is a rural artifact project. It had English language arts standards that it covered in Common Core. I know it also addresses some California history standards because she's in California. So I probably should have put that in there. So Jennifer, if you want to email me later and let me know. And for all of them, we put in technology, time. I thought the presentation was really cool. And so it included, she sent me a presentation that I uploaded to Google Slides so everybody could have it. And I thought this was hilarious. And I asked her about this. She said every class she starts, Zach, how old is your daughter now?
12.
12. So she's probably at that age
Oh,
where she's always on her phone.
oh
It's
yeah,
I
definitely. Yeah.
I laughed because she said because it starts out put away your phone and go to your seat. So
Oh, we
you
actually
could
have pocket charts they have to put their phones into.
oh, this one was picking topics to learn about life, and then there's a topic about food, and then topics within the research. So food preservation, of course, is a big one in rural areas in the 19th century. Then there were some ideas for artifacts, and then just some nice pictures of things that could be artifacts. Now, obviously, they're not going to go actually go get a butter churn, so they could search the Library of Congress site or Smithsonian to find it. And then she included a finished example. And I thought this was good because my students always ask for that too, especially if it's something new. Like, can you give me an example of? So a lot of times I found, and you probably all have too, is when students are asked to do something new for the first time, like write a description of artifacts. Like, well, what do you mean? I don't know what it should look like. So she also included a completed example. So there's the artifact that was a homemade butter churn, description of it, name of it, reason for selecting it, information about it. Even though I know this is a game design thing, these are things that could go with the game because we had talked about rural history and indigenous history, but we hadn't put the two together. But Dan's going to do that today. So I was super excited about that. And then there's also another lesson that goes with this that I didn't have time to put up yet. But they choose 4 artifacts, they complete it on Google Classroom. And the other thing that teachers often have asked for is differentiation. One way to do it for students who maybe are not learning as fast or writing as fast as the other students, instead of having to do 4 artifacts, you have them go to 1 or 2 or 3. And for AP history students, there's also this whole web-based lesson on artifacts of the Smithsonian. So I thought that was super cool. And I did not have a chance to put up the other one, but so I could see how something like that could go along with like what you're going to talk about Buffalo Bird Women's Garden, like find things that were used. Yeah, if I had history that taught like that, I wouldn't have hated history when I was a kid. So, okay.
Oh, you're good. Thank you for that. And thank you, Jennifer, for your work. And it's cool to see that come to fruition. So I know it's still a work in progress, but it's exciting to see where this could go.